Hi folks, Dino Bob here, back in Port Prehistorique, and today we're going to be looking at the first Jurassic animals in the park, and we'll be seeing two genera. So this is the big plaza on the park side of the bridge, and the sculptural, I don't know, rotunda? I don't know, it's really not a rotunda. Anyway, sculptural island in the path, which is the start of the Jurassic journey. Obviously, I would much prefer actual 3D sculptures rather than the 2D signage, sort of end widened, so it becomes a sculpture. But that's what we've got in the park right now. We're moving along what's intended to be the main path into the Jurassic portion of the park. On the right, you can see the stone wall there. Mostly screening the habitat that's on the other side. We'll look at the other side of that habitat in a bit. On the left, we've got some guest amenities, some shop, some food, and a bit of resting room space. So this main building here is serving two habitats. You can see the animals who are housed here on that sort of flat art piece there on the stairs. We're going to be going up the stairs to the elevated viewing platforms. Both of the habitats also have ground level viewing as well. So up we go, and a bit of a reminder of what animals we're going to be seeing up here. Get out of this shaded gallery and over onto the first platform. You can see it's partially covered and partially open. Great views away into the park from up here as well. And down into this enclosure, we've got one Scelidosaurus coming across the pond there. These guys seem pretty happy in this space. Let's go under the cover. And down there to the left is the ground level viewing that is off path for seeing the Scelidosaurus. They do seem to like hanging around in their water, which is fine. Anyway, let's go around to the other side. We'll see a little bit more of that behind the scenes area there with the gate a bit later. So another, 2+ dimension rendering of the animal there. That's where information would go about the animal. We'll scoot through the covered gallery and take a look into this area. And I don't see a dino there right now, but there's two of them in there. So go back, take a look at the 2+ dimension animal thing again, and down into the other side. We're going to jump down, as we already have, to the lower level, and we're going to move into the other side of this building. You can see those two domes that we went under, and on our left is Scelidosaurus, the gate into the behind the scenes area. So this is the view from down here. We've got two of them out in the water right now. Believe I've got 3 in there. Anyway, so this is using an actual habitat fence that is backed by the art panels. The cube turned into a more or less 2-dimensional surface and blocking that rope section of the park. And I can see I have some work to do. Things are not sitting where they're supposed to be. And we're back out, popping through the gate, and move along to where it's supposed to be rejoining the path. You can see that we've got a lot of guests moving through there as just part of their getting somewhere rather than looking at the animals. And another bypass into the Dilophosaurus habitat. And let's see, I think there's one out there. Yep, here it comes. So these animals have 2 spaces because they're theropods and meat eaters. They seem to require a lot of space, and they want it all to their own. Just for making life easy for me, they have basically 2 full spaces, but they're permanently open. And here goes one now. So let's pop back up, and this is looking into the habitat we were just looking at, and I see tail wagging down there, so we're going to have to hop down if we want to see that dinosaur. And he's going to show us part of how this layout works. As you can see, there's shelter to the right with a prefab of a roller door mechanism that I built. And he's going to head off to the other half of the habitat. The idea here is that the male and female could be separated most of the time, but let two be together during breeding season. And so I've got two implied sliding gates along here, and just enough path that the animals will negotiate it, as you see this guy doing. They walk a slightly snaky path, but it works. So they come out on an elevated portion of this side of the double habitat. And you can see off to the right there the bridge to the Morrison, and pan back across the habitat, and you can see the care building. So a lot of space devoted to theropods. That's a demand the game seems to make right now to keep them happy and uncrowded. We've got both of them in here right now. One coming for us, one headed for the shelter. They've got hay beds in there to lay down on. And he's going to do his neck stretches here for us, and do a little bit bobbing around before he comes for us. And he's not really coming for us. He's headed back, going the other way through that connector. So you can see that they obviously can work with that path, and that's great. I don't know if and when we get exhibit gates whether something like that will be viable. We'll find out. So the usual pull-up, so you can see the whole layout. The red sand, of course, is the Dilophosaurus portion of this building. You can see just beyond it another amenities building for the guests, and the one I pointed out earlier in the lower right. There's plenty of care space in there for keeper stuff, so when we get stuff we need to go around exhibits, I got places to put it. And you can see the stone wall that mostly shields the Scelidosaurs from the visual sight, certainly, and somewhat from the noise of the huge crowds coming into the park. Less so on this side, but the path here is also wider, so there should be fewer people coming along it. And another view from the other side, you really get a good sense of that path between the two Dilophosaurs there. So it's almost time to wind up this video. So a little bit of nature footage of our Scelidosaur. Watching this told me I needed to do some tweaks in the pond because that slope was not congenial for the animal to drink. So did all that stuff after I filmed this. You know, he's being frisky in the shade over there. Anyway, thanks for stopping by. If you've been enjoying the videos, drop a like on me. If you haven't subscribed already, feel free to do so. Make a comment if you saw something or had a question that motivates you. And I'll see you in another video. I will be traveling when this drops, so I won't be answering comments right away. It's the way it works sometimes. So you all take care. I'm glad you stopped by, and be kind to each other out there. And I'll hope to see you stopping by for another video. Take care now.